Most of us are in the construction industry. I just like to note, some of the challenges we are currently, facing. We have, labor shortages, not enough people, and then we have so much work to do. Really, technology is bridging that gap to help us be more efficient because we don't have the people to do all the work we have. So this technology, the Vidoc, is one of those things that is going to help us out. So with this, when you're walking, you're basically collecting photos with a 90% overlap, and then all of those photos are going to be put into building that 3D model of whatever you're scanning or whatever it may be. So it's taking all of those pictures, creating points out of them, and making one big project for you. So kind of applications for the Vidoc, we're mainly going to focus on construction, but we do have other things to do, inspections. We do have city engineering departments that are using these to go out with them on all of their sites to record everything they're doing, measuring. So it's a great inspection tool. And then again, for public safety, it's another tool in their belt to help with accident reconstruction, mapping out a scene, things like that. So the Horizon scanner, that's typically the one most people are interested in. It can be mounted on different applications, so a UAV, it can be put in a cradle for manholes, on a pole, and then a car mount. And so it's gonna be compared to your terrestrial scanners. Instead of setting it up, letting it scan, moving it line of sight, scanning again, this is all mobile. It does have this reference plate here at the bottom. You can see right here, I can put it right over a PK nail. Anytime the scanner's still for 10 seconds, it records a reference point. So if you're familiar with the drone technology, basically you collect the points out in the field, and the software is where you give that coordinate. Same kind of workflow where you have a point, and then in the software you're going to tell it where it's at. So if you want to do that, or you can do it if you're familiar with other LiDAR, basically just have a reflective panel and you can tie it down that way. However, it's kind of easiest for you. I've done kind of both. There are a few other scanners. There's the Revo RT. That one is collecting less points. The nice thing about that is more for like indoor floor plan type views where you get that real-time view on a phone or an iPad. But I think for y'all's intents and purposes, this would be the unit to use.
Remote sensing technologies is really what's going to be the way we do our work going forward. So you really filled in that gap for us and what you can offer. I think stepping back, you can also offer some repair and maybe some other maintenance things that we need to do pretty regularly.
Yeah.
So that's good. It's another distributor or provider for these services that we really appreciate you taking your time to come see us.
Hey, Eddie.
Hey, Amber.
Thanks for joining, and thanks for getting some guys together to meet today.
Okay. How do you set up the RTK on it? Is it through that application or through another one?
Yep, it's through this one. We'll turn
Okay.
the actual Vidoc unit on. So over on this side here, there is a button. You can see it turns on with that green light. They
Sure.
do communicate via Bluetooth, and so that's how those images are geo-tagged to the RTK. And then up here in this corner, I have Vidoc RTK, and then here, which I have to be outside, I'll put in my in-trip credentials and kind of get connected, wait till I get fixed, and then start my scan.
Okay, cool.
So I'll just hit the go button here, and you can see basically that circle turns to a pause button. And then you can see on the screen here, it shows triangle meshes. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it shades it a little bit. And then I basically have my image count over here. So as I walk, it'll tell me if I'm going too slow. It'll tell me if I'm going too fast. And then over here on the lower left side, it gives you that live preview like I was talking about too. So again, just gonna circle basically the parking lot. But really, it's as easy as walking. Absolutely. Any questions on kind of how to scan, how to set up? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it looks pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's simple. Cool. Well, if you don't want to see anything else out here, I'll go back inside and I'll show you the software, and that's where we're going to get the real data stuff. So that cloud platform, you can see basically the data set we just did is uploading. So I'll scroll down to I think some of the data sets I sent you. One of them was this one. So this was a scan we did, and again, we just walked around this like outside edge, and you can see how much of the site it actually.
Who are your competitors?
There aren't any yet, or at least not that I'm aware of. Absolutely, if anyone wants to see a demo, I'd be happy to come out and schedule that on your site. Please just reach out to me and you can get that scheduled.